Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship Class number 220. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you know, our topics are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And of course, it's available on Amazon and all the digital websites and on our own website, www.herbertharris.com. And also, just to promote a little bit about our home study course, many people have been getting really excited about our home study course that gives them the ability to transform their lives at their speed and in their own environment. So our topic for today is, I meet no one but me. This is a profound topic, and before we get into it, I want to do our meditation to put us in the proper place in time and space to receive the message. So let's just sit up in our seats, put our feet flat on the floor, put your hands on your knees, palms down, close your outer eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. Once more, I am at peace with myself. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And in this state of peace and relaxation, my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let that sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. All right. Wow. What a great day. What an incredible day. I picked the topic, I meet no one but me. I meet no one but me. Because so many of us right now are at a point in time and space, at a point in our lives where we are either, number one, we are like doing okay. Stuff is beginning to happen. Success is coming our way. The things we're working for are beginning to work for us. Hallelujah. And then there are others that are at that point in life where we're just not clear. We're not sure about where we are and how we got there, and we're definitely not sure about what to do next. And so that is why we picked this topic today, because what to do next is impacted by your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships. What to do next is impacted by who you are right now. Wow. There's a quote that I love from Rhonda Bryan, and it says, see yourself living in abundance, and you will attract it. See yourself living in abundance, and you will attract it. You see, the idea of I meet no one but me is really a practical application of chapter 5 in the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Chapter 5 is called the Law of Human Magnetism. It's more popularly called the Law of Attraction. And I want to just read you a little passage because it sets the stage for our message today on page 99 and 100. The basic principle of the universal law of human magnetism is that you attract what you are, and you are what you think about most of the time. Each of us is a human magnet, attracting or repelling like or unlike things, thoughts, emotions, and associations into our life experience. The universal law of radiation and attraction, the universal law of attraction, reveals one of the fundamental principles of life, that life is lived from within out. Whatever the vision of your desired life experience, it will only manifest when you feel in your innermost nature that you are worthy of it. This desired outcome has the greatest impact when it is in harmony with your purpose. One of my great friends and teachers, Reverend Ike, said, feeling gets the blessing. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life provides the manifestation of the life you live. So when we think about this, wherever we are right now in our lives is really the result of the vibrations that we are emanating and sending out to the world. Albert Einstein said that the E, energy, vibration, equals mass times the speed of light squared. Conversely, mass, manifestation, equals energy divided by the speed of light squared. Putting this in a spiritual perspective, whatever you vibration, whatever you feel, whatever your vibration, and your vibration is often determined by your level of desire. Whatever you feel, whatever your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, your emotions, your relationships, this creates a combined vibration that then attracts into your life that which is congruent with it, that which is consistent with it. You've been out on the streets and you frowned at a person. People frown back at you. But if you smile at a person, they smile back at you. Say, well, who told them to do that? Your smile or your frown is a vibration that you send out to the world. Often we talk of attitude. Attitude is often the modus operandi for the internal vibration to go out. So when you meet people who have a negative attitude, that means inside they probably have a negative feeling about themselves and about other people and about the world in general, and that comes out through their attitude. They don't even have to say anything. People feel it. And so this idea of where we are right now, how do we move to where we want to be? The concept of I meet no one but me is critical, because it's saying that we are creating the life experience that we're having based on our thoughts, our emotions, our habits, and our relationships. Sometimes we don't want to accept that. But the spiritual principles are throughout. You know, I use the Bible. I'm not into religion, but I'm into spirituality. So I often use the Bible as a spiritual reference. You know, there's a scripture that says, seek first the kingdom, and all these things are added unto you. The whole scripture says, don't worry about eating, don't worry about what you got to wear, but if you seek first kingdom. Kingdom is consciousness. Consciousness is vibration. So when you seek the consciousness of that which you desire through how you feel about yourself and how you feel about that you're seeking, it becomes very clear. It manifests right there for you in your life experience. Wow. The challenge is many times we just don't want to see it. It may be our ego. You know, when we look at our situation, especially we may be in a situation that's like negative. Everything is going wrong. The wrong people, the wrong thoughts, the wrong emotion. I mean, your life can be in a mess. Our ego really rejects and fights against us, saying, bless this mess because I created it. And so this idea of I meet no one but me provides a foundation for you to figure out what you have to do next to take you where you want to go. I like to use business as a parallel because really and truly, folks, living is a business. Life is a business. You know, in a business, the idea is to show a profit, and you do certain things to show a profit. In life, the idea is to be happy. You do certain things to be happy. So let's look at some of the parallels. In a business, you are either a failure or a success based on your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships. Let's talk about this. I'm a network marketer. I've been a network marketer. Network marketing has been my key to success, to give me the opportunity to do what I wanted to do all my life. Well, not all my life. Once I discovered network marketing and became good at it. But I know in the business arena, I'll talk to people and a person will look at the business opportunity and they'll say, man, it just costs too much. I love what you're doing. I love everything about it, but it just costs too much. But they come into the business with that thought, with that mindset. And guess what? They're probably not going to be successful because they're radiating that thought and that feeling that it costs too much. And the law of attraction says you're going to attract people who are congruent with that feeling. And so everybody they talk to says it costs too much. We attract people, events, and circumstances based on our thoughts, feelings, habits, and relationships within ourselves. That means that you have incredible power. That you can change your thoughts anytime you desire. You can change your emotions. You see, the whole point of life is discipline, self-discipline, which gives you the capacity to change your life. Ricky Young often said self-discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment. So the thoughts control the reality. The feeling controls the reality. Henry Ford said something very powerful. He said, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. What he was really saying is the outcome that you get in life has nothing to do with your circumstances, and it's about how you think. So many of us have permitted ourselves to become programmed by negative thoughts. And that negative thought is the seed out of which we grow our reality. Think about this thought. I have a friend who said this and it made me cringe. She said, life is hard. Man, you've heard people say that. Life is hard. Every time I hear that, I want to ask, like, compared to what? Okay. I think life compared to death, I don't care what it is, life is better than death. Life is short. Negative thought. Life is short. So therefore, you rush to make unintelligent decisions. Everybody lies, cheats, and steals. Guess what you're going to attract into your life? People who lie, cheat, and steal. But so now that's kind of negative thinking. But on the other side, positive thinking, anything you believe with feeling, you can achieve in your life. A young man was told his coach he really wanted to play basketball. He was 5'11". And the coach told him, coach said, well, listen, I don't think you're tall enough. Like really and truly, look at all the guys in basketball. I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, 7'3", Shaq, 7 feet. You're just not tall enough to play basketball. And you have that mindset. It works. My grandson is 6'4", going on 6'5". And so what's the first thought that comes into my mind? Are you going to play basketball? I don't think that's in his program. I don't think he's interested. So what I'm saying is that we create a reality based on our thinking, but we can work that reality. Think about this thought now. You got to be 6'5", 6'6", 7 feet tall to be successful at basketball. How tall is Curry with the Warriors? He's heading straight for the Hall of Fame. He's not 6'6", 7 feet. Let's give you an extreme. I'll tell you a person who really, I don't know, many of you young people may never have heard of a basketball player named Muggsy Bogues. It's Muggsy Bogues. Now, this is a guy who wanted to play basketball, and everybody told him he didn't have what it takes. You know why? Because he was 5 feet 3 inches tall. It's like, basketball, a professional basketball player, is that what you want to be? I mean, they laughed at him. But Muggsy Bogues learned, if you think it, you can do it. And he decided the person he wanted to meet was going to be a professional basketball player. And his little 5 feet 3 inches self went to the NBA and was a great star, a great player. I think he ended up with the Charlotte Hornets 4 or 5 years. So what I'm saying is that what you put in your mind defies the external obstacles. So how do we use this technique? The thought is, if you meet no one but me, then the first thing we must do is program our thoughts. And so instead of having those I can't thoughts, those life is hard thoughts, to start having those positive thoughts. I can. Abundance, success, accomplishment. And so when you start having positive thoughts, the thought is always I can. Whenever you put after I am, you are. I am rich. I am healthy. I am happy. I am beautiful. I am powerful. In other words, whatever you put after I am, you are. That's a spiritual principle. And so start creating thoughts that are possibility thoughts, positive thoughts. Look at those negative thoughts been residing in our minds. And generally negative stuff is taught to us early in life. If your grandfather, your dad always said, oh, life is hard. What's the child going to say? Life is hard. So start to reprogram our thoughts, because our thoughts are the seed for our reality. Buddha said, you live as you think. Earl Nightingale says, you become what you think about most of the time. The Bible says, a man shall have whatsoever it thinks in his heart. Those of you on Instagram, those of you on Facebook, I see you liking it and sharing it. Thank you so much. Be sure to share it, like it, and make some comments. Start to reprogram our emotions. See, the challenge with emotions is a lot of our emotions developed in the early part of our lives, during that education stage. So just as our thoughts developed in our education stage, that first 20 years of our lives, our emotions, and very often our emotional frame of reference is a result of somebody else. Now, it can be positive. You may have been raised in a family that was uplifting, was loving, and was encouraging, and made you feel that you could do anything you desire. That creates a certain emotional foundation to create your present reality. Or you can be raised in a family that they told you couldn't be nothing, your daddy was nothing, your granddad was nothing, and you'll never be anything yourself, creating a real sense of insecurity, rejection. But the power of this mind that we have is that you can change that. You don't have to stay stuck in that. Start to reprogram your mind by thinking, I am worthy. You know, many times people don't achieve the things they say they want because inside they don't feel worthy of it. Remember I said, Reverend Ike said, feeling gets the blessings. So how you feel about yourself is critical in determining the outcomes you live. So change your emotions. Really begin to create those good emotions. I feel great today. I'm a loving person. People love me. Those positive emotions, encouragement, upliftment, praise, Start really programming those positive emotions into your being. I meet no one but me means change your habits. If your habits are not congruent with that which you're seeking, change them. Because if you don't, they will undermine your activities. You know, the interesting thing about habits, and one reason habits are so powerful, the manifestation, your habits are often the things that other people relate to. There was a period Sandra said, "You're always late." And she was right. I don't know what it was. I was always late. And maybe I thought that I'd make a grand entrance by being late. People observe your habits and make a determination about who you are and how they will work with you. And so create good habits. Change failure habits to success habits. Change the habit of being late to the habit of being early. Change the habit of being disorganized to the habit of being absolutely organized. Change the habit of procrastination to a do-it-now attitude. And then, I meet no one but me, change your associations, because the people that you associate with have an impact on who comes into your life. You see a crowd of young folks, some types dressed a certain way or looking a certain way. It creates a whole vibration in you is how you're going to relate to them. And so this idea of relationships is powerful because the spiritual principle says 2 or more gathered on one accord, I am among them. I am is the making power, but it works positively or negatively. You get a group of people together who are committed to stealing and robbing and doing terrible things. The law of mind works for them. They get good at it. So this idea of I meet no one but me says, let's take my thoughts and let's program my thoughts to positive thoughts. Let's take my emotions. Let's program my emotions for positive results. Let's take my habits. Let's create positive habits so that people see me. They say, I want to be like you. I want to be like Mike. You know that phrase? Can you imagine how valuable that phrase, I want to be like Mike, how many millions or billions of dollars and sneakers they've sold because they got that thought, I want to be like Mike. People paying $300 for a pair of sneakers, but that's the power of a thought. Those relationships. People, when you permit the other people, wrong people to come into your life, it creates a vibration that you may not even be aware of it, because the outside world is always watching and interacting with you. So what is the process? We understand the power of I meet no one but me. So what is the process to actually, let's call it, what is the daily method of operation? How do we do this? Well, number one is to acknowledge that wherever we are in our lives is a result of our thoughts, our emotions, our habits, and our relationships. Why? Because these are the things that influence our choices. You see, life is about choices. And so the choices we make are based on our thinking, our feeling, our habits, and our relationships. So you get the wrong bunch of people around you, you're going to make bad choices. Look at how many young people have ruined their lives by hanging out with the wrong people. You know, the old folks had a great saying, birds of a feather flock together. Let me tell you something. That's so powerful because that can hurt or help. So number one, acknowledge. Acknowledge the fact that I meet no one but me. You know, that's a powerful thought, because so many times people will be in let's look at emotion like abusive relationships. And, you know, I mean, there are all kinds of abusive relationships. Going to a job every day that you hate is an abusive relationship. Being in a relationship with somebody who dishonors you and hurts you and causes pain is an abusive relationship. An abusive relationship is anyone that keeps you from being the good person, the great person that you are. I've seen people who go from bad relationship to bad relationship to bad relationship, and they'll have a thought, Everybody I meet, I remember a friend of mine, she said, everybody I meet either steals from me, lies to me, or cheats on me. Been in 5 relationships, every one of them, lie, cheat, steal. So I said, well, I hear what you're saying, but what's the common denominator in all of those 5 relationships? And for us, we have to look at that sometimes. If our lives seems to be having repetitive situations that we don't like, the common denominator is always us. And so understanding that is key to say, well, hey, whatever I'm experiencing right now, I did it. So acknowledge that we're the result of our thinking. Step 2, got to be honest with ourselves. You see, if we're not honest with ourselves, we may acknowledge what it is, but then blame somebody else. So when you're honest with yourself, it's like you take the weight for it. Good, bad, or indifferent. You make no excuses, no denials. Step 3, you got to take responsibility for the change. You see, wherever we are, it's always about change. Someone once said, so what's the key to success? Right decisions. What's the key to making right decisions? Experience. What's the key to getting experience? Wrong decisions. So when you're honest with yourself, you say, you know what? I did it. That was a bad choice. When you're honest with yourself, you don't blame other people. You look in that mirror. When I was saying about the person who had a serial negative relationships, a string of negative relationships, that when you're honest with yourself, you say to yourself, you know what? I'm the common denominator. Let me set aside my ego. I'm the one. So this idea of taking responsibility, I like to have 4 thoughts on that. First essence of responsibility is I am. To declare that you are the positive person, that you have the positive thoughts, to declare that you're a loving person, to declare that you have good, empowering habits, to declare that all of your relationships are good. I know. Second, I know. I know the truth of who I am. I know the truth of how the world operates. Third, I choose. Based on who I am and what I know, I make good choices. And then step 4 of the responsibility plane is I act. So I am, I know, I choose, and I act. Step 4, this is the big one, folks. To have an effective daily method of operation. So why I say daily now? Because life is lived on a daily basis. Every day a new sun comes up, different from the one yesterday. Every night a new night arises, different from the one last night. And so a daily method of operation is critical. Let's look at this. Step 1, reflect. When you have a daily method of operation, you reflect on each day so that you can monitor your progress and make effective changes to make the next day the better one. You see, life is like a garden. You may be planting great flowers out there in the garden, but if you're not aware of the weeds on a daily basis and pull them up, you'll come back in a week or 2 and the weeds have consumed your garden. And so this idea of reflection is a daily reflection. That's why I recommend that you get into a meditation process so that you can put yourself in a point where you can quiet your mind, get to that alpha state so that you can look at all the aspects of what it is. I also like affirmative reflection. Affirmative reflection is not to just reflect on what you did, but reflect on what you want. That affirmative reflection says, now, before you go into a situation, sit quietly and reflect on it so that you can get all the benefits. Why am I going into the situation? How will it benefit me? How will it benefit others? What must I do to get the maximum bang out of this thing? So reflect. Second part, assess. based on your reflection, to assess the changes that you need to make. You know, when you're doing your daily method of operation, if you're putting down a list of 10 things to do every day and you're only getting 3 done, assess that and like something's not working. I need to work more effectively. I'm setting up too much to do. Assess your situation. Next key, address. Reflect on it, assess it, and address it. What are the changes I must make to make this thing happen? What are the changes I must make to create the life I desire? One of the reasons that people really love the home study courses, it's based on that, reflecting on where you are, assessing what you need to do to change, and then acting on it. And then setting new goals based on your reflection and your assessment. So don't forget the home study course. Go to herbertharris.com and click on the home study tab. It can transform your life. Once you address it and you determine the things that you must do to change your life, you're now on the path to the next step, which is progress. And it's to recognize that we live a life of constant growth and constant evolution. The river of time never stops flowing. As long as we're alive, we're on the river of time. And so therefore, change is constant. So progress, success, in the 12 universal laws of success, there's a question, what is success? Success is a continuous realization of your worthwhile purpose. Because as you be more, you can see more. As you see more, you can have more. You can grow more. So let's summarize today. You've covered a lot. And you may want to listen to this a few times. But I meet no one but me says, number one, that life is lived from within out. That's the process of acknowledging it. That everything starts within your own thoughts, within your own emotions, within your own habits, within your own relationships. Life is lived from within out. Number two, to be honest with yourself. That if you really want to change your life, you got to be honest with yourself and accept the good stuff and the bad stuff. That whatever it is, you did it. Number three, be sure to take responsibility. We can change our lives. The moment we realize that we keep meeting the same person until we change that person, we're going to keep getting the same results. Albert Einstein said to do the same things over and over and expect a different result is insanity. And then use that daily method of operation to create the new you, where you reflect on each and every moment, where you assess your progress and your level of activity, where you address it. What must you do to make the changes to change your life to the way you want it to be? And you progress. You constantly go into that period of growth and understanding. We climb the mountain of life. The higher we go, the more we see. The more we see, the more we can be. The more we can be, the more we desire. So folks, I meet no one but me. Take that great and magnificent person that is you, that is staring you right there in the face. Go into your bathroom, go into your room and stand and look in the mirror and look at the most important person in your life, knowing that that person has the power to create the thoughts that will take you to your promised land. That person has the power to create the emotions, the level of desire to make this happen. To look at that person in the mirror and say, what habits can I create to make me fly? And to look at the person in the mirror and say, you deserve good things. You deserve good treatment. You deserve love. You deserve abundance. When you can do that, you can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do, and you can have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. Whew. Let's just take a deep breath for a moment. Thank you so much for being with us today. Those of you who are listening and watching on Instagram or on Facebook, please share this broadcast. Listen to it over and over. I believe that there's certain things that you can glean from this There will be that missing link to take you where you want to go. Dr. Herbert Harris saying, every Saturday morning, 8 a.m., join us. Be with us. Go to our website, www.herbertharris.com. Get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success and our home study course to help you be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do, and have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So